Hey guys, it's Nate. This is like my second video, and I might upload my first one. I'm not sure yet. But today I'm doing a review of Hookahfina Shisha in my awesome Kilima Moon with a nice Dream hose on my hookah. I've got a Hookah John Harmony Bowl on my hookah as well. And the tobacco that I'm smoking today is a mix of peppermint and mojito. So, to begin with, mojito is not necessarily my favorite flavor, but most of my experience with that is just from Fantasia, and Fantasia I'm not the biggest fan of, typically because they do tend to overjuice their tobacco, in my opinion, and it just tastes kind of glycerin-y, and some of the flavors get really muddled. I do enjoy doing a lot of mixes, and I have to preface everything with that is like any video that I might do is probably going to be a mix of two or more flavors because that's just how I like to roll. But to get down to it, as far as Hookahfina goes, I'm not a fan of their packaging system. I don't like the long tins that they come in. They're like this tall and about maybe that big around. Not a fan of that. I generally just take the shisha out and put it into a different tin. And that works for me. The tobacco itself, the cut of it is kind of choppy. Actually, it's very choppy. It's very chopped up. It's very fine. It's very soft feeling to the touch. And that makes it kind of easy to pack. And in my opinion, it packs best when it's tighter. A lot of times when I get that light, fluffy pack, I don't get the smoke that I want. So I do have it packed pretty tightly. I have 3 coals on there. I've got 1 titanium cube and 2 coconars. The titanium cube has broken in half, so I'm working with that, and I'm about 25 minutes into my smoke session. And for that, it's just to get to the meat of the smoke, in my opinion. Like, the best smoke you get after about 10 to 15 minutes. Beyond that, I have found that while I do get really nice clouds, like pretty thick. One thing that I don't care too much about the shisha, though, is the flavors are, in my opinion, they're pretty true flavors. Like the peppermint's pretty bomb. It's a very nice, refreshing peppermint. It's not too overpowering. It's in a lot of ways it's pretty similar to Hayes' Whatament, but at the same time it's different. Like it's a little bit more of a fresh mint than Whatament. Whatament is better as a mixing mint, whereas this peppermint it's better as a standalone, in my opinion. But I still like it with mojito because mojito isn't bad either, but on its own, it's kind of iffy-ish. I tend to put it with either blackberry or mango or peach or whatever, just to get that, kind of buzzy taste. But my biggest problem with the shisha is I like smoking stuff that's a little bit hotter, but the flavor this shisha heats up really fast. And it overheats a lot, so you constantly have to watch how much heat you're applying to it. The smoke is really white. I don't know, part of that is it looks really white in this kind of sun because it's really sunny outside, and I prefer smoking outside. just because I like the way it feels, and I got used to it when I was in California. But now I'm not in California, so bummer. Uh, yeah, my biggest gripe about this tobacco is just the fact that it doesn't really hold up with flavor as well under heat. Um, so it takes a lot more care and a lot more diligence. So that's really the biggest issue I have with it. Other than that, it smokes fine. Um, and yeah, you could get away with just two coals, no problem with it. I just like, because I have a larger bowl, I just like having a little bit more heat added on there. Kind of unlike the bowls that we have at my workplace, which are silicone kind of stuff, and you can only have really three coals max on that, or because it's set up to only take two coals, but I cheat. uh, yeah. So it's not the greatest tobacco. I'll admit that it's kind of on the cheaper side price points. It's kind of like a budget shisha, but I haven't been able to find it in any stores, so kind of have to order it online. I ordered mine from Hookah Company, and they did a pretty good job of shipping it out fast. But uh, for me, it's just the clouds that it gives, because it does give pretty decent clouds, and a lot of that is just due to the hose, the bowl, and the hookah that I have. Like here. So yeah, that's height from the ground. So it's a pretty tall hookah, in my opinion. Pretty. It smokes great. You got to keep it clean because of all metal construction. So you don't want any of that ghosting taste. And God, if this stuff starts ghosting, it's a bad session. It's a little bit windy today, so I'm not getting any O's. I wish I could. Yeah, just a little bit too windy today. But feels great, and now that I've got it really smoking the way I like, I'm going to keep it there. So I'm going to sign off and just let you guys do your thing. Bye now.